You just know when these guys make a Mascot horror game, it's gonna be something really special.
Ding dong, Winston, I know she's in here.
So I'm not gonna lie, the main reason why I was interested in playing this game is because of the involvement from the YouTuber Chazington. He plays a main character within the story, and he's always been one of my favorite YouTubers. He's probably like amongst the top 3 favorite YouTubers for me. Big inspiration on this channel, by the way. But I'm not gonna lie, I was also interested in playing it just because it looked, I'm gonna be honest, it just looked really fucking weird. This game, Dark Pals: The First Floor, was developed by the YouTuber Horror Skunks. Horror Skunks makes content farmy videos kinda like this with Mascot horror characters, except not really, because his videos are actually highly entertaining.
Still talking to ghosts, are we?
There you are!
You little rat!
Not only are they fully filmed with these like weird looking 3D monsters, he has virtually zero interest in any of these properties and basically just makes up his own stories around these characters. Which honestly, I respect tenfold, instead of just, you know, doing the fake YouTuber Let's Play thing where he goes, "Oh my god, you guys, I can't wait to play Poppy Playtime Chapter 5, I'm so excited!" And then at the end of the video, they just stare at you like,
Yeah.
Horror Skunks strikes me as a guy who really loves filmmaking and also knows how to game the YouTube algorithm and combined those two things. So naturally, when I found out that this channel was making a Mascot horror game, I was actually really interested, because this guy's been making stories with these characters for years now, forever now. So what would his own original work look like? So the game takes place in a abandoned children's mental asylum, which was very clearly being used for brainwashing. That's not even a spoiler, by the way. They are extremely overt about it.
Keep those eyes open for any patients showing signs of, And if you spot any unwanted behavior, notify a supervisor immediately. We don't judge here. We just... Happy brainwashing, everybody!
So needless to say, I really like how Dark Pals sets the foundation of its world, like, immediately, and it leaves no room for interpretation. These are evil people doing brainwashing on children. That's exactly what they're doing. And they love it! These are, like, straight up villains. Also, the environment design here is actually really nice. I really like all the little details scattered about. I like it, and that's really all I have to say. And who could forget about the iconic Chef Omelette Man?
It's Omelette Man. He bakes cookies like nobody can.
Good cookie needs good milk.
Fun fact, but Omelette Man is a recurring character in the Horror Skunks mythos.
You gotta go fast, boy.
Yeah. Wait, are you Eggman?
No! Call me Omelette Man!
Like, there is significant effort put in to make these videotapes fun to watch, which is a far cry from, again, the likes of Poppy Playtime, where it feels like a legitimate chore to have to sit around and just watch these very long, boring tapes with boring static images. The gameplay is overall fine, about standard for Mascot horror stuff. Something I appreciated, though, is that the puzzles weren't annoying at all. Like, they're super quick and super easy. Now, admittedly, there are some objectives, in particular during chase scenes, that aren't communicated the best, but even so, the chase scenes weren't nearly as poorly communicated as Poppy Playtime Chapter 5. I think that game, even with hindsight, is probably the best example of how not to structure a chase scene in literally anything. That shit was ass. That shit was so ass. Speaking of chase scenes, the mascots. The mascots look fine. So the first two are Chompkins, I think is his name. He's this little dog-looking guy. Well, I say looking, he's just, that's a dog. That's, what am I saying? And like, you know, he's fine. He's got one chase scene, you do a little puzzle with his teeth, because he's got like little push teeth, and then he's nice to you, and that's it. I don't really love the design, to be honest. I'm just not a big fan of bobblehead characters, I guess, for lack of a better term. But he's cute enough, and he is definitely very distinct from anything else in the genre, I will say that. As for me, Inky is probably my favorite mascot in the game. He's really, really cute. I like him a lot. In particular, I really, really like that when you drop him, he will automatically start crawling to you. He's just a little baby. He's just a little baby. I love him so much that I paid $40 flipping for a plush, okay? This is real dedication. Although I do have a singular complaint about the ink squirter here, and it's that you can't squirt the mascots with ink, okay? You can't cover them full of ink. It just phases right through them, and I'm sure there's a technical reason as to why that's happening. But regardless, it makes me sad. Okay, and then there's the staff members who I've already mentioned. Chazington is this one. His name is Mr. Grin, and he appears to be sort of the leader of this whole operation. But the main mascot in this game is...
Ew, yucky.
Oh, that's so fucking gross. Oh, speaking of... Right.
Wow.
Uh-huh. Right.
Why does he have big puffy nipples? I'm just sitting fucking mouth agape right now, looking at my screen.
I knew. Yeah, so this is Binky Drinky. And I don't know what else to add. I don't know what I can add other than just showing you the design. And if you think that's crazy, just look at what he does.
Dude.
Wait for it.
What is happening?
Wait for it.
What?
Great.
Dude.
My hands are up right now. I don't know what the fuck is.
I'm beyond
Oh, great,
words.
great. More of that.
Oh,
I think we're almost at the end. By the
truly
way.
and utterly speechless.
Yeah. Like, listen, this is not a critique. This is not a negative point against the game. I just think this character is incredibly funny looking. Also, just the noises he makes whenever he's fucking doing anything, like. The sound effects are making me laugh. Ah!
There's like hours of audio recording of the voice actor for the baby just crying and wailing like a toddler.
His chase scene's pretty good, like all the others in the game. I like it well enough. I like how in this chase scene specifically, a lot of it revolves around you being right next to him as opposed to in front of him. Like during this section where you're squeezing behind this little like fenced area, and later on when you need to jump right next to him to avoid him. I do like that. That's actually pretty clever. That's different than most. I also really like the way he's animated. Actually, not just him, but like all of them, all the mascots. I really like the way they're all animated. Again, I feel like this is hugely benefited by the creators of this game being well experienced in YouTube animation. It shines through really, really well. There's a lot of these little nuances. Like, I really like this part where he squeezes the, like, press thing and he looks at you really, really angrily for a second. And like, ultimately, if the mascots are the best part of your mascot horror game, then you're definitely doing something right. I actually genuinely, sincerely, genuinely love the way this game ends. So of course, there's a final chase scene between you and Binky Drinky.
Imagine if it ended like that. Just got hung from the ceiling.
Well, you might be onto something. But before you can get curb stomped again, Chompy comes in and saves you, resulting in a fight between the two, in which Binky straight up rips his tongue out and then throws him through a glass wall. Like, oh my god! And then you get on this like merry-go-round thing that's actually an elevator, and of course Binky tries to follow you in, but the big industrial steel hatch closes over his Binky tip. And then of course, as the elevator descends further, it pulls and pulls and pulls on his head until eventually he, well...
Oh, so he's getting hung from the ceiling.
Yeah. I mean, he's straight up scalped. He just gets fucking scalped. And then Cory X Kenshin shows up and the game ends. So I like this ending for a whole wide variety of reasons. For one, I am a very big fan of industrial/mechanical deaths in horror, which sounds oddly specific, but hear me out. It's one of the few things that really genuinely scares me. It's something about being caught in the middle of a machine doing its job and being completely at its mercy when it doesn't care or have any semblance of thought. Like, it doesn't even know that you exist. It doesn't know anything besides its prime focus. Or function, rather. And it's going to accomplish that function regardless if you're caught in the middle of it or not. Something about that has just always scared me ever since I was a little kid, like really scared me. So death scenes like this, they work very well, they're very effective for me. Like, every time. Also, I just think this one in particular is really, really creative because it ties into the mascot's actual design. It actually reminds me a lot of the death of Mommy Longlegs from Poppy Playtime Chapter 2, where essentially her long, stretchy limbs lead to the death of her because she can't break free from them. They just stretch right into the grinder, right? However, I don't love that scene in that game because the grinder just comes out of nowhere. There's like one super easy to miss poster in a really dark area that kind of foreshadows it, but that's it. There was a lot more foreshadowing that she was gonna be weak to extreme temperatures to some degree, but that just never manifested in the game. It felt a lot more like they just needed a monster killing device, so they spawned one at the end of that hallway where the chase was supposed to end, instead of coming up with a more efficient way to justify that within the game's story. Like maybe there being some sort of toy disposal area with a lot of grinders or something, you know, something where that would exist naturally. And also, one last note I had about the death scene that I've actually been thinking about quite a bit is how it ties into what I view as, or interpret, I guess, as this game's theme. To me, this game strikes me as almost a coming-of-age story, you know, a game about learning to grow up. For one, there are quite a few indications that you are a child or at least younger character. The main one I can think of is that you can't flatten the grill during the cookie cooking scene. And furthermore, the staff members' brainwashing almost seems to be keeping you in a state of complacency, hence the primary mascot and seeming caretaker of this area literally being a big baby, a creature that is solely reliant on others to take care of it. Considering that Binky does, well, he does that a lot to calm down his more aggressive urges. I feel like the symbolism there of the Binky being the thing that is ripped from his head while you're trying to escape could actually mean quite a few different things. For one, it feels like the player character leaving behind infantile comforts, with the pacifier itself literally being the thing that is destroyed when you enter the second floor. All those comforts are gone going forward. I think it could also be indicative that from the second floor down, babyish behavior is no longer allowed. Hence why, when he tries to follow you in, he dies for it. On another note, I actually do like the art style with the characters a lot. It's very distinctly horror skunks. Every video on that channel has a very particular noticeable style with the way that eyes are rendered. Usually closer together, way bigger, and very hyper detailed. And that definitely follows through here, which I'm honestly cool with. I really like it when these games have a very distinct and noticeable art style just for the sake of having it, not for some environmental world design mumbo jumbo. Like, Mascot horror games are just at their core cartoony. The main appeal is that it's cartoony horror, but it feels like a lot of them, especially post Poppy Playtime, don't let themselves actually get cartoony. This is the first one in a while that really felt like it leaned into it. Something I would like to see for future chapters of this game, which I really hope we get, by the way, I'm genuinely invested, would be creepier mascots. I actually kind of understand why the ones on this top floor aren't particularly scary, because again, this feels like it's the baby floor, right? My harebrained theory that I'm throwing out there is that floor 2 is going to be about maybe adolescent rebellion. In particular, it's going to be about the staff brainwashing the kids into losing that sense of adolescent rebellion so they don't fight back against them. Maybe the monsters in this game can be themed around authority more, or more particular, what children interpret as authority, so like teachers, principals, parents, coaches, that sort of thing. Also, I really hope that this sun face becomes a mascot of some sort, like a monster. It shows up constantly around the environment. It's clearly very important iconography because the door leading to the second floor is literally just a giant, like, golden sun face. And I don't know, I just think it has the potential to be a very, very cool character, so, on the harebrained, less than 0.001% chance that Horror Skunks is watching this, please make the Sun Man real, please. Here's my mock-up, here's my little mock-up, free of charge. So just to finish this video off, let me just say I'm genuinely invested. I'm really, really interested to see where this goes. This is easily my favorite first chapter of a Mascot horror game ever. I think it makes a very, very profound first impression. And it really makes me interested to see where this is gonna go, especially with the tone being so much different than most Mascot horror games. It feels very comedic and jovial, but still with that sort of heart of darkness, for lack of a better term, as edgy as that sounds. And, of course, if you, the viewer, are interested in playing the game, I'd highly suggest it. It's just $5 on Steam, so why not? In particular, I'll say it's a great friend game. Like, if you have a friend or a group of friends who have never heard of this before, genuinely buy the game and stream it in the voice call. I promise you, it'll make for a very funny time. And, subscribe to Horror Skunks, he makes really, really funny videos. Subscribe to Chazington, he also makes really, really funny videos. In particular, if you like the videos I make here, I think you're gonna really like the videos Chazington makes. So, in the off chance that you're subscribed to me and not subscribed to him, somehow, please go do that. And I'll see you next time. Next time is going to be the TF2 video. I know I've been hyping it up. It was supposed to be the next one. If this one comes out before that one, then I have mental disorders. Sorry for the audio quality. I had to go to my studio and use my shitty Blue Yeti, and she's seen better days. She's seen better days. I wanted to give a massive thank you to the channel members, which I actually have now. Specifically, my Bat Colony member, Tubalo, who you may recognize from a few of my videos, and an upcoming collab, actually. He's a great friend of me personally, and a great friend of the channel, so if you like my stuff, go check his content out. And a huge thank you to Lesbian Corgi, a member of the Batlings tier. She was actually my very first member, so I'm always gonna have immense gratitude for that. Thank you very, 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 very much. And if anyone watching would like to become a member, I'd highly suggest it, as I've begun uploading members-only content. As of recording this video, I've released a playthrough of the Hello Neighbor 3 beta, or alpha, rather, pre-alpha actually, with me and the aforementioned Tubalo, as we not only play, but break the game. And I actually have an exclusive part 2 to this video going up for members only, hopefully tomorrow, actually. As well as several other stuff lined up. I got like 5 or 6 creepypasta readings, a bunch of live drawing sessions, and like way too many playthroughs. Like way too many. I'm gonna have to space those out. I can't just spam those all at once. So if any of that at all sounds even remotely interesting to you, I would be infinitely grateful if you considered joining, and I promise I'll make it worth your time. Once we get like 10 members, I'm probably gonna open up a members-only Discord, by the way, so that is something you can look forward to in the future, if that is a deciding factor. If you've made it this far, thank you very, very much for watching or listening to the entire video. Huge thanks again to my members, Tubalo and Lesbian Corgi. And I will see you guys in the next one, which is, it's going to be the TF2 video, okay? Unless something goes tremendously wrong for a 3rd time in the row, it's gonna be the TF2 video. It has to be the TF2 video! It has to be!